My name's Owen.
We were living in Gettysburg, in Pennsylvania, and Andrew was working as a seasonal ranger at the park in Gettysburg. I was working as a pastor. Owen had a great routine of being in daycare 5 days a week. He loved going to school, loved meeting everyone. There is not a stranger to Owen. It might take him like a couple seconds to warm up, but then he is good to go. He always wanted to be active.
Would go on day trips places, just active, happy, carefree.
He got sick in January. He had a fever, and we took him in, and he seemed to get better, but over the next couple months, it just was like a mild fever and over again. But we didn't really think anything of it. What finally was the last straw was one day at daycare, his teacher asked everybody in the class to stand up, and he stood up, and they told us that he just like burst into tears, saying how much it hurt. And so I made an appointment for later that day, and we took him in, and they sent us off to do a whole bunch of blood work. A couple hours after we had the blood work done, we were sitting at home actually having a Zoom happy hour with some of our friends when our pediatrician called and said, you need to wake Owen up and pack him up and take him to Hershey. I'm telling him that you're coming.
We didn't know what to expect, and when leukemia was first mentioned, our minds, our heart started racing, our minds just started going to every worst possible scenario.
Is our kid gonna die? From the date of Owen's diagnosis, we knew we were moving, and we knew that we were gonna be within the vicinity of VCU. We met Owen's new doctor, we met some of the other staff at VCU, and we met Katie from Ask.
Moving down here in the middle of Owen's treatment, they were starting in the middle, and I wanted to make sure that they felt the community that we have. And it just so happened, I think they were in clinic on a Thursday, and that Saturday night was the Ask baseball game.
It was like, what are you doing tomorrow night?
Since we had been on so many of the procedural protocols and the isolation, Owen hadn't really been around other kids with undergoing active treatment. We hadn't been around parents. We hadn't even been here a week, and we were already getting the benefits of Ask.
We finally were able to do things outside of the hospital, outdoors, which were safe for our kids on treatment. That's why I wanted them to come, because that was the only place they were going to really have a chance to meet other families and to see, like, hey, we're not alone in this. There are other families.
When they got all the kids and families together to go out on the field, they had some music playing, and he just started dancing and playing around with some kids. When the stadium speaker started blasting "Don't Stop Believin'" as all these kids in their Ash shirts were coming out in the field, I mean, it was hard not to get choked up.
We really enjoyed getting to meet another family. Their little boy is a couple years older than Owen, and he was diagnosed around the same age that Owen was diagnosed. So it was like getting to see into our future of where Owen was going to be.
We don't always have the same nurse. We don't always see the same oncologist. Katie has kind of been a standard presence.
Like we said from our first appointment, she was there telling us about Ask and letting us know that she was there for whatever we might need.
Hopefully that makes them realize, like, oh wait, this person really cares about me, and they know me, and I'm not just another number or, another kid coming through the door. They're treating me a little special, and that's what I hope that I give to the kids.
The other pieces of Ask that have been really valuable is the counseling that's offered to patients and caregivers, and that was really beneficial for me to have somebody who wasn't family, who wasn't friends, to be able to talk through what it's been like with his diagnosis.
It really is almost kind of a full-scale support network, that it isn't just community building, it isn't just the mental health, it isn't just the financial well-being.
Well, even when we moved here, I was talking with Denise, and she helped me figure out what would qualify, so that we could make sure that we were maxing out that benefit. before it rolled over, which is not something that they would have to do.
I do think about the times whenever, if I just pay this electric bill and they're not worrying about it for a minute, that makes me really happy. Like it's not the same as helping their child's health, but it's maybe just making it a little bit better. And I really am proud of what we do that way. Like all of our services are just making things better, at least in the moment. And that's all we have.
There was just the holiday party that was really fun. Owen had a great time.
The Adopt a Family Christmas program, and they dropped off our Christmas presents, and Haiti comes in with a gigantic box of presents, then there's a big bag of presents on top of that. We've been amazed at the amount of support that Ask offers for siblings, the amount of support that Ask offers for their survivors, that even knowing that even once Owen's done with active treatment, he'll still be part of a community that will actively engage him through when he graduates and beyond.
Giving to an organization where your gift is going to people that you may not know personally, to families that you may not know personally, is not something that anyone is required to do. I think we are just really grateful that Ask has the support that it has, so that it's been able to be such a great support for us.
It's hard to imagine how our big transitions that we had in a very short amount of time would have been without Ask, and what Ask is able to provide for these families, ourselves included, is nothing short of remarkable.
This is where Owen is at right now. This is our phase of life. But Lord willing, this is just a season that we're in right now. And it's a really hard season. But knowing that this is not all that there is, and as much as we can still give Owen as many normal kid experiences as we can, I think that's kind of our goal. To make him feel as much like a normal kid, getting to do normal kid stuff as we can.
That's what I love about working with kids, is they're kids first and foremost, who might happen to have cancer, but they are going to want to be kids, and they want to play and do the things that kids want to do as much as they can. And that, I think, is something that Ask allows them to do.